Okay, we'll be reacting to the Jaden Newman leaks. Why is it worse than you think? If you guys new to the channel, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below what else you want me to react to, and let's get into the video.
So you basically would never do it?
This is
Nothing
actually
nudes
crazy.
or anything. Right now, no, I would never do it.
I don't know, Jaden. Based off of what I've seen this week on the internet, I don't know if you have those same morals. Imagine spending your children's formidable.
Okay, if you guys don't know, matter of fact, if you guys don't know, apparently this Jaden Newman got leaked. Man, which is actually crazy to think about because I remember when Jaden Newman and his brother, both of them were like popular, but they never really got anything with basketball, because his brother was just too short. It just wasn't that good apparently, and the sister was just I don't know what was up with her. Apparently, she got leaked. Now I don't know if this is some type of strat to get famous again, or like some type of Kim K type of strat. But I don't know. Man.
Going to the
I just feel bad for the father.
and I do mean extreme depths and links for them. Moving them from school to school to get a better education, putting them in private instruction in order for them to be the child prodigies that you see them to be. Hell, even starting up
what is
your
that?
own
What is
school
that
to
posture?
be the child prodigies that you see the most successful children that they could possibly be. That was the dream and aspiration of internet's father, Jaden Newman. And well, today I don't think that it paid off. Now look, I'm not saying that I condone leak culture at all. I actually think that it's a deplorable act. But are these even considered leaks since Julian Newman, the brother of Jaden Newman, is out there in the open saying this about his sister?
To look at the brighter side of things, on a positive note, she's gonna be bigger than Kim K, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I care, like, bro, it's
this gotta be some type of I'm not gonna say it because it might be true. I don't want people after me, but like this just gotta be one of those things. It just makes no sense. What do like? Are you guys? Hold on. Are you guys smashing each other? Because I gotta know, what do you mean bigger than Kim K? Why are you happy about your sister getting cracked on Twitter? I gotta know.
y'all just gassing her up.
The Newman family and father, Jamie Newman, spent years trying to turn Julian and Jaden into basketball prodigies. So how did they go from being basketball prodigies to a family that only seems to get the most attention when something is going wrong? If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long, long way for the channel. As you can tell, I'm in a new setup, and it's thanks to all 183,000 of you guys. I would not be here without you. Now, back into the video.
Redo the vid? Wait, what vid?
Oh my god.
One of the internet's favorite families is back into the spotlight, and this time it's not for the dribble tween hezzy antics of Julian Newman, the star prodigy from the yesteryear mixtape basketball era. This time it's Jaden Newman. As a recent part of a bunch of leaks that came onto the internet, Jaden Newman's personal mixtape got leaked to the internet. The reason why I'm putting so many quotes and emphasis around whether it was or was not leaked will be revealed later on in the video, but that is just as to how we got here today. And for research purposes, I promise you, research purposes strictly, I did come across these videos and they were explicit as hell. Now, if these were truly leaked out and put to the internet without her permission, then, I don't think that this is something that should have happened. But ultimately, we are here, and it is something that not even Julian Newman, Jaden Newman's brother, can avoid.
Y'all keep asking me some weird stuff. No one cares. I don't care. Like, get out of here with that, bro. Y'all only care because it's Jaden Newman. Second of all, what that got to do with me?
The pipeline from child internet star to being some sort of crash out or some sort of burnout is one that is escaping nobody at this point. For what it's worth, we haven't heard the Newman name for months now, but every single time that we hear it, it is for some sort of bad antics or, negative PR.
Yeah, but the last time I seen this guy, we was
and in a
fighting
situation
on,
like this where somebody's intimate and personal details get leaked out to the internet, the best course of action probably, in my opinion, is to avoid it as a whole. But it seems as though the father's teachings have trickled down into the children, and Julian Newman is using this as some sort of complete promo tour.
She's gonna be bigger than Kim K, man.
When I tell you how disgusted I was to find out that this clip was from a video that Julian Newman had posted, not just because
I thought that clip was out of context, but what do you mean better than Kim K? Like, what are you even talking about?
OF or leaks that she had out to the public, which means that I think that he had to have seen them in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Ew. But also because he used this AI thumbnail. That's a weird choice to be making right now. The sad part about all of this is that this is not the fame and notoriety that the Newman family sought out for when they graced the internet years and years ago. We gotta remember that Julian Newman and Jaden Newman were quote-unquote child prodigies. Jaden Newman was playing varsity basketball for her high school at just the age of 9
I thought one of them
years
was gonna make
old. She was even
the NBA,
so good at basketball that she got the opportunity to do a 3-point contest with somebody that she looked up to and admired in Stephen Curry.
3-year-old Jaden Newman. Wait a minute, how old are you really?
10.
10 years old. What is this?
What's that about?
Before we do this, can you sign this for my school?
Please excuse Jaden Newman from class today. She's beating Stephen Curry in a 3-point contest.
And now fast forward to 2026, you have Jaden Newman being one of the worst fallen off childhood prodigies in the social media era. And a lot of people are scratching their heads trying to figure out how they could have gotten here. How do you go from being compared to the next greatest women's basketball player like Skylar Diggins, Candace Parker, Maya Moore, to now being compared by your own blood brother to Kim Kardashian for having your Schmex tape leak? I think the answer is quite clear when you understand who their father is.
What's wrong with pushing your kids to be great? There's nothing wrong with that.
I really gotta know what's the father reaction to all this.
We know what they can do. People kill me when they just try to get on LeVar, get on myself, get on Richard Williams, or get anybody where we're just pushing your kids to be great.
If you've never seen that bald-headed man before with the big arched eyebrows, you would have thought that that was their manager or their promoter or their coach, but that is the Newman family's patriarch, Jamie Newman. Now, I think it's quite clear to understand quickly based off of that clip how delusional Jamie Newman's thought process and ideology is when he's comparing himself to LeVar Ball and Richard Williams. LeVar Ball being the father of 3 children that made it to
he's a winner, man. He got 2 of these guys, most of them in the NBA
stage. Kids that
I
are
was
also,
watching their TV series as well.
6'4", 6'5",
It was
plus. Richard Williams, who is the father of Venus and Serena Williams, 2 children that grew up to be tennis prodigies and some of, if not the greatest tennis players to ever grace the earth. Putting yourself in that lane is a little bit stretchy, but we get the overall point. That doesn't mean that the delusion doesn't still stand. Now, I want to be fair to Jamie Newman and his efforts to get his kids out there to another level. He put a quote in Bleacher Report saying, "No one understands what they're going through better than they do. They're on the same path. They don't want to be normal kids. They want to be extraordinary." And I think that's very respectable. Wanting your kids to be great and pushing them to that greatness isn't some sort of bad thing. I think that people loosely use terms like helicopter parent or tiger parent, and I don't want anybody wanting their children to be great to be labeled that just because. Now, with that being said, that is not Jamie Newman. Jamie Newman is a delusional parent who put his children in the limelight with unrealistic expectations, unrealistic hopes of success in certain lanes. I mean, he himself is about 5'6", 5'5", and he had these expectations that his kids would be better than, if not just as good as, some of the best basketball talent in the world. I mean, when we watched the footage, the skills didn't match. But what really made Jamie Newman disgusting is that he compromised his children's integrity for the sake of success. People had many concerns about Jamie Newman's exposure to his kids to social media in the real world. In that same Bleacher Report article, Jamie Newman reported that he had the passwords to both kids' Instagram accounts and knew that 15-year-old Jaden was receiving sexual messages and pictures from strangers. He says, and I quote, "She shows me her messages. I see 5 from the past 24 hours that are either graphic, sexual proportions, or requests for the type of photos and videos that got leaked. Rude photographs." Jamie Newman says it's a trade-off. "I like having..."
Like, these be grown men and a freaking 15-year-old, I don't know what age at the time was, but these be grown men in the comments, bro. Y'all get no play whatsoever. Guys are just cornballs. Guys deserve to be in jail.
A lot of followers, but the downside is guys who say weird or gross stuff, I mostly try to ignore it. Now, I'm not gonna say Jamie Newman exactly instilled that type of thought process and philosophy into Jaden, but if you're seeing these things come across your daughter's phone and I'm hearing her say that type of phrasing, that it's a trade-off for the social media success that she's getting, you can put the pieces together. Was that enough for Jamie Newman to stop putting his children out there on social media? No. Remind you, he was supposed to be training his 2 young prodigies to be elite basketball players, but at the end of the day, all it did was expose them to a life that they probably weren't ready for. Neither of them lived up to the success that their father had laid out for them, and now in 2026, Jamie Newman is being clowned for his endeavors, whether it be parenting or coaching.
They started off on the 7-0 run. Yes, thank you. This is their head coach, Jamie Newman.
He's a legend, bro.
Ball is life.
He's a legend, bro. He stay in the mix.
I hate that fucking sweater. His ass is back at work today, boo.
This has got to be the biggest L on the Julian Newman. I think that's the name. Sorry, because first of all, your father getting clowned, you're getting clowned, your sister's getting clowned, but people are going after your sister. People calling your father for being a terrible failed father, and you being a terrible failed prodigy, and just like, I don't know, bro. Maybe you can just stream, I guess. I'll swear to that one.
Like I said
I keep
earlier,
cover
there's no
this.
problem with a parent wanting their child to be as successful as possible, but ultimately that means being realistic with what they can and can't do. And I don't think that that's what Jamie Newman did. But what I do think that he did was understand the value in monetization and the celebrity that he could ultimately make his children into being.
What was it that made you realize, yo, my kids, we could monetize their abilities right now? Like
the first couple of years, I think when they were the prodigies, you know, they're prodigy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if
I was like, hey, we got
Julian. I think his name Julian
Does
Newman.
that not sound
Does
kind
OnlyFans
of strange and weird to anybody else but me? Raise your hand in the comment section if that sounds weird.
I know some of y'all will pay for it.
But the problem is that the only part of his plan that seemed to work was not the basketball, but it was the creation of them being famous. And so while Jaden Newman is dealing with the ugly sides of being famous right now, Julian Newman has been dealing with the ugly sides of being famous for years at this point. Julian Newman was the face of the internet experiment that became the Newman family. For what it's worth, he was one of the forefront fathers of the internet mixtape basketball era, getting known for
he was pretty
being
nice
somebody
though.
who had all these
He was just too
skills
short.
at
I
an
imagine he
early
was
age.
taller though.
But ultimately, the professional career that his father
changed,
had laid out for him never fully worked. He didn't start playing any sort of collegiate basketball until 2024. And to be quite honest with you, I think that
he
that
got
school
nerfed by
was there
Genius.
to just sell
That's
tickets.
crazy.
Through the first
Nerfed by
3
Genius.
games, Julian Newman averaged 3 points per game, 16.7% from the field, and just 0% from 3. The conversation surrounding Julian Newman went from how good will he be to what happened to Julian Newman very, very fast.
I give you one.
You'll give me one?
Just one.
I'll take it.
Oh
my Lord!
That's I'm taking the
And
world.
then you gotta just put him over.
Something away. You gotta take something away.
No way!
There you go. That's good defense.
No way!
To get in the bag.
The community is not gonna let you live this down.
Good defense. Get strong. Get strong. No balance. No balance.
Bro, this is like playing against your big brother in basketball, man.
Well, maybe the professional career wouldn't work. You know, NBA, overseas, not in the cards for Julian Newman. But creator basketball steps on the scene. And through the guidance of his team, including his father, Julian Newman would, let's just say, make an attempt to get into the professional creator scene. But ultimately, through years of tolerating or promoting or hyping the bad behaviors, not just the on-court ability, but also, you know, the hothead temperament of it all, Julian Newman would flame out quick, fast, in a hurry in his professional content creator career.
He's got to be in like many fights. Like, this doesn't make sense, bro.
Now, you've probably seen this person before, even if you didn't know that it was exactly Julian Newman. One, because you may have not noticed this 5'3" content creator basketball guy and didn't really realize what the relevancy was. And two, because he probably looks burnt out. But long story less long, he will become the laughing stock of the content creator sphere. It gets so bad that streamers start inviting him onto their platforms just to provoke him, poke the bear of it all, because they know that he will rage out. They know that he will give them some sort of clip. They know that he will give them some sort of moment.
Bro, but that shit ain't
Yeah, this is the last time I've seen him.
Even though the basketball never panned out, the attention never disappeared. Why? Because Julian Newman will become a spectacle in more than just the basketball lane. He took his talents to the ring as well. I don't even want to go into too deep detail about what happened in his short-lived influencer boxing career. And it's not so much about the fight that, you know, really concerned me. It's the fact that he was embarrassed every step of the way. Everyone looked at him as somebody who can give them a clip, somebody who can give them a moment. And for what it's worth, he could box. He started doing boxing. He went from being this basketball prodigy to a reality show character to this creator hooper to influencer boxer. But the whole time, I think all of those were just ways to kind of hide the fact that he was the internet's punching bag or content creators' court justice.
I'll tell you when they run out. If he actually wins his Brandman's fights, boxing fights, he's not gonna be made fun of as much.
And the only reason why I see him
people go forget about things. People have goldfish memories.
Just like I see his sister continuously feeding into this narrative, is because they have a father who was more worried about the monetization as opposed to setting realistic expectations.
Oh, the prodigies. And when they did that, I was like, hey, we got something here.
The father that was more worried about the dollars and cents as opposed to checking on his kids' mental stability. The father who was willing to put his children in compromising and even embarrassing situations because there was a check always cameras attached to it for him. It was another opportunity for him to keep the flame going on the 15 seconds of it all. That's how you end up with two children who are getting embarrassed on social media in their own respective ways. One, because there are this failed creator hooper that is labeled as a crash out, and now anytime somebody wants to associate with him, it's because they think that they can get a fight or some sort of rage-baited clip. And that same person who is promoting the other child, who is this OF star who is doing this contradiction gimmick, but ultimately feeding into the narrative and having their brother promote it.
She's gonna be bigger than Kim K, man.
Now, I think on surface, that reaction sounds like the most ridiculous thing in the world. Your sister's nudes just got leaked to the internet, and your first response is that she could be the internet's Kim K. Okay. But if you look at the family tree in history, then I think it's totally understood. This is the
listen, man, I might sound weird for saying this, but like, I don't know. I feel like they're cracking each other, like on some sibling step bro step sis type of activities, bro. Like, why would you say she could be bigger than Kim K? Knowing your sister's getting cracked, right? And then like, bro, imagine that. No, I wouldn't be surprised if he was in the video getting cracking her. I wouldn't be surprised. Because why would you say that for?
Early on, that attention creates these opportunities. Quote, the mixtape
Why would you say that?
set him
It's
up
so
for
weird.
success. That was about Julian Newman going and playing basketball, which I think is a miss because I would think that the training would set him up for success, not necessarily the mixtapes, but I don't know. Jaden Newman learned that even if you're getting attention, it could be very costly, but the trade-off is ultimately worth it. I mean, she's the one who said it after revealing that at just the age of 15 years old, people were sending her graphic images. Julian spent his years experiencing that trade-off. Not necessarily the same one where anybody is sending him any graphic images, but ultimately, you know, his public attempts at being successful for basketball made him the internet's court jester. And now Jaden Newman is going through that same thing where she is getting leaked, which again, I don't know if I would consider it to be a leak, especially because these are the same videos and photos that are on her OnlyFans that she is selling. I do think that this is a play no different than the Kim Kardashian stuff. We do still want to empathize if there is a leak, but ultimately, based off of what I know about this family, they are trying to monetize off of every single situation. Remember, they're positioning this as if these are private videos. These are things that you can buy for $9.99. But now we sit in a situation where Jaden Newman is going through this public humiliation, and her brother is being that apple not falling far from the tree and taking the words of her father and saying, hey, this could be the biggest thing for you. A situation in which your private intimate details are being displayed to the public could be the biggest thing that happens to you. Yeah, that's fucking disgusting, gang.
Yeah, but guys, that was what's this video called again? Jaden Newman's leaks are actually worse than you think. If you guys like the video, please like the video, comment down below, subscribe, and also yeah, guys. I have no words, man. Just don't. If she makes it OnlyFans, don't subscribe to it. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, guys, peace out.